These kids experienced the ultimate in teen angst. They were misfits, always on the outs with the in crowd. Off-screen, it wasn't much better. Their characters became a curse they couldn't escape.
The first question they would always ask me is, are you really that dumb?
Now E takes a look at what happened when these young stars discovered their VIP pass expired.
It is such a process of constant rejection.
Plus, this Saved by the Bell geek begged his fans to bail him out when he faced losing his home. Now Dustin Diamond answers the question, publicity stunt or an honest cry for help?
Wrongs need to be righted, and people fight for what they believe in.
Unscripted, uncensored, and in their own words. This is Child Star Confidential. Some of these outcasts were endearing, others were obnoxious. But either way, they had fans of all ages.
It's very funny when adults come up to me, they say, listen, I'm a really big fan of Saved by the Bell.
The public didn't always know their names, but they definitely knew their characters.
People started stopping me on the street and saying, you're that Ducky guy.
I mean, people really thought that I was Waldo. I mean, to the point that I can say, hey, my name is Shawn. They'll be like, so Waldo, where's Laura?
These stars weren't exactly like the goofy characters they played. Even so, these kids were still perfect for their roles. As a teenager, John Cryer knew he was a geek.
All my life has been the struggle to not eat lunch alone.
But when he read for the role of Ducky in Pretty in Pink, John took advantage of his dweeb status.
I think that's what everybody recognized in me, that when I arrived for the audition was, somebody who could take geek to another level. That's John Cryer.
Likewise, it wasn't a big stretch for Anthony Michael Hall to play Farmer Ted in the movie 16 Candles.
The film captured, I guess, what it's like to be a 14 or 15-year-old kid for me. I mean, it was just like every horny 15-year-old kid. And a lot of that was me.
Shawn Harrison was cast as the incredibly clueless Waldo on Family Matters. Fortunately, Harrison was not as intellectually challenged as his character.
Waldo was the dim-witted friend in the bunch, and I'm definitely not that guy. I went to college. I have a degree in psychology from UCLA.
Jason Hervey insists he was nothing like Wayne, the obnoxious older brother on The Wonder Years, though he admits he put a lot of himself into the role.
Well, I gave him that name, the brother from hell, so I don't know, I like him. I mean, he's a jerk, so that's about it. Without being cocky myself, I would say I'm like one of the most confident people I know.
Josie Davis was 13 when she was cast as the bookish Sarah on Charles in Charge. But as Josie began maturing, she became less like her character, something the producers didn't want.
I started to look different, I started going through puberty and I started to want to wear my hair down and they wouldn't let me. They weren't letting me grow and they kept trying to keep me, as the innocent looking one.
These young stars may have played misfits on screen, but off-set, they were welcomed into a very exclusive club.
I'm earning large dollars and I'm having a large time.
Even as kids, money, alcohol, and excess were all at their disposal.
And I just dig it. I'm just having a good time. I'm getting free hotel rooms and there's women calling and there's free champagne and it's all free. It's just free and I'm free.
The lifestyle can be seductive, especially when you're a kid working in a very adult world.
We try to function as well as you can as a teenager who's, getting paid a lot of money, doing a television show.
I was offered alcohol constantly and I was like 13 years old. I was picking up some of the biggest stars right now off the floor on the red carpet. And I was like, get a hold of yourself, you're drunk, are you crazy?
But not all nerds went wild.
We're bad teenagers. We're supposed to be humping like rabbits. I didn't hump that entire movie. So I think that to this day, Pretty in Pink will be remembered as the movie that John Cryer got absolutely no sex.
Life wasn't always a party for these kids. Often they were mocked and publicly criticized by out-of-control fans.
People really come up to me, and don't really understand that I'm just an actor. I really feel sorry for those people who can't decipher a character and, real life.
One of the most disliked punks on television was the repugnant Wayne Arnold, and Jason Hervey's critics let him know it.
You really do forget everything that's going on around you until you go out into the real world. Then you have to hear, the smart asses, throw comments your way.
Jason could barely show his face in public without being verbally attacked.
How about the snobby and stuck up? Yeah, shit like that happens to me all the time, and it's really annoying, and it really pisses me off. As a matter of fact, if one more person comes up and does it to me, I'm gonna stop. Not too much as you would think. What is a roll? Oh wait, I'm pissed off. Yeah, no, let's hang on.
But obnoxious fans weren't the only problem.
I had tougher battles to fight in terms of just being stereotyped.
Anthony Michael Hall mastered the art of playing the geek,
All right.
but found he was trapped by his own success.
People expected, that 15-year-old kid to walk through the door, and I've literally grown up on film, which is a very, unique and wonderful thing on one hand, and yet it's also made it difficult, since people sort of want to pigeonhole you, I guess.
Typecasting came with the territory for these outcasts. John Cryer couldn't seem to break free from his famous Ducky character.
I was getting offered a lot of things that were just the same stuff.
Shawn Harrison thought his career was on the fast track when he was cast on Family Matters. But when the show was canceled, acting work suddenly dried up.
My agent would get feedback and they would say, well, they felt like Shawn was a little too Waldo-ish when he did the part.
Being pigeonholed presented more devastating consequences for Josie Davis.
If you let this business tell you what you are, you're just gonna be like running, like, help me.
From the age of 13 to 18, Josie Davis starred on Charles in Charge. Josie began to feel like the bookish character she played.
Oh God, that was such an awkward time. She wasn't the pretty one, was she? No, she was the other one. I was being judged, at that time in front of millions of people.
To make matters worse, Josie was often pitted against her beautiful co-star, Nicole Eggert. Like real siblings, the comparisons led to animosity.
Being a teenager and hearing those things, that's when I would hear people comparing me to Nicole, who played my sister. She and I, at one point, didn't get along.
Josie put on a smile for the camera, but her self-esteem was at an all-time low.
It was so difficult to be going through, being a teenager and hearing those things. I think it just made me more sad,
After 4 years on the show, Josie was emotionally wounded. She needed help.
Therapy was a good thing. Because no matter how many people tell you, oh no, you're a beautiful girl, you're a pretty girl, you don't, unless you get it here and here, you don't. It has to do with being a beautiful person.
Josie was finally able to ditch the ugly duckling label which haunted her for so many years. In 2000, she was cast as the sexy Camille on Beverly Hills 90210. Sometimes a star must go to extreme lengths to change his image. Anthony Michael Hall spent years reinventing himself.
Anthony Michael Hall was perfect being a geeky teenager. The problem is Anthony Michael Hall grows up and is no longer a teenager.
Hall wasn't interested in playing the same geek roles. He turned down parts in films like Ferris Bueller's Day Off and Pretty in Pink. Instead, the teenager moved to the small screen and tried his hand at sketch comedy.
It's like go to 12th grade or do Saturday Night Live. And so I did Saturday Night Live. I did it because I thought I could be as good as anyone who did it, if not better. And I still think so, even though I didn't prove it. So I'll go back there and I'll prove it, and you'll believe me, and you'll believe me, and I'll get richer and more famous, and it'll all be beautiful.
His gig on SNL lasted only 1 year. 4 years later, Anthony appeared as Winona Ryder's pumped-up boyfriend in Edward Scissorhands. To many fans, he was almost unrecognizable.
I just worked out for like 4 or 5 weeks at the time just to try to get in shape, and I put some weight on. And by the time I did Scissorhands, it was just like natural body weight. I'd grown into my, adult body. People were like, steroids, dude, what is that? You're huge. I'm not really like a gym rat or anything. It's just like natural growth, I guess.
In 1993, Hall distanced himself even further from his geek image, this time starring as Will Smith's gay lover in 6 Degrees of Separation. Their on-screen kiss was considered extremely provocative, even for Hall.
Straight man, but playing a gay man was interesting, and Will and I weren't really excited about kissing each other. I know there's like all the stuff I read in the interim. But anyway, it was a camera trick, and it was just one of those things.
Although the film was well received, Hall still wasn't being considered for leading parts. In 1999, Anthony went to another extreme. He revealed his androgynous side and released the rock album, Welcome to the Hall of Mirrors.
This is the Hall of Mirrors, which represents a sort of timeless, surreal place. It's sort of another world.
That year, Anthony's career came full circle when he played the ultimate real-life geek Bill Gates in the cable movie The Pirates of Silicon Valley. The part paid off. Anthony won critical praise for the role. But changing an image can be risky, which Elizabeth Berkley learned the hard way.
The funny thing is that I had done this clean, innocent kids show, right? I did 100 episodes as like Jessie Spano, the good girl, right? And then I do Showgirls.
For 4 years, Elizabeth Berkley played the brainy Jessie on Saved by the Bell. After the show was canceled, Elizabeth wanted to prove she had a broader range as an actress. The 22-year-old seemed to get that chance when she was cast in the high-profile film, Showgirls.
I'm really excited for the entertainment community and the public to see the work I do.
The role of Nomi Malone called for Berkley to appear completely nude and to perform very graphic sex scenes.
This is not a subtle movie, let's say. You know, it's definitely controversial.
At times, filming got a little too real.
The most uncomfortable scene was the scene where he wants the girls to put ice cubes on their nipples. I needed a good shower after that day.
When Showgirls was released in 1995, the film was a box office bomb. The reviews weren't just bad, they were scathing.
Elizabeth Berkley's problem regarding Showgirls is that Showgirls is a terrible movie.
Unfortunately, Elizabeth bore the brunt of the bad press. The movie was devastating to her career.
If Showgirls had been a good movie, regardless of all the nudity, you know, she would have been doing all sorts of neat stuff.
Elizabeth tried to put Showgirls behind her, but the role continued to dog her. It took years for Berkley to get her career back on track.
It didn't go the way we all hoped it would go. It's been rough. It's been a lot to turn that around.
Coming up, Dustin Diamond turned to his fans to help save his home. But is he really just taking them for a ride?
Not a good situation. Help the D.
And later, a young sitcom star bilked out of $2 million by her own parents. Stay tuned.
Next Wednesday on...
When it comes to playing the on-screen misfit, no one epitomized nerd like Screech from Saved by the Bell. But today, the former child star faces some big problems. Threatened with eviction, he took drastic measures. But was this move designed to save his home or save his career? This is Dustin Diamond, in his own words.
I'm Dustin Diamond. You know me as Screech from Saved by the Bell. I'm an only child. My family is not wealthy or anything. I was just a wacky kid. Do I look bad? It's good, just shooting my ass. Awesome.
So what's some of the kind of misconceptions that the general public has?
Let's go through some major rumors. I was never Marilyn Manson, clearly. I was never decapitated on the back of a motorcycle with Zach. Don't believe any of what you read on the internet. The D-Man is not decapitated, but he is saving his house. Help the D. And if you go to getdshirts.com, you can save my house. I'm looking to sell these shirts to get people to rally behind me. We got Mary, Chelsea, Ryan. We've got people from the neighborhood coming over to help us. We couldn't do it without them.
Explain to me how this whole kind of real estate
fiasco started. I was working with a guy out here who was doing like freelance agent work. He said, look, my cousin, he's got a house right now up in Fort Washington. You should check it out. I fell in love with the place, loved it, loved the neighborhood, everything, location, location, location. He said, look, I'll take it off the market if you can get a loan. I tried that, couldn't get a loan. This guy said, look, what I'll do is I'll sell you the house on a land contract as a buddy. Land contract was basically, if you're having trouble getting a loan through a bank, a private lender can finance you.
How come you had to finance through this way?
That's where the misconception of the industry comes in. Saved by the Bell was Saturday morning. It wasn't prime time. We weren't making $1 million an episode. There'll be none of this. No! They started us out like at $1,250 a week. That's a far cry from $1 million an episode. Ah, the glamour. I get a letter in the mail saying you have 30 days to pay off the rest of what you owe on the house, which is about $250,000 or so, or get out. I moved in, that was July of 2003. About, we're 3 years later now. I've paid all my payments. I have receipts to that effect. And the area has been developing tremendously. Well, apparently this guy saw it as an opportunity as well.
I see this as nothing more than a shakedown. I spent about 4 months in Wisconsin, just fell in love with the people. I came out in 2001 to record with a band, recorded out here, and I didn't want to leave. This is the type of neighborhood where your neighbor will bake a pie and bring it over to you.
Are you aware of Dustin's housing situation?
I am, of course. My son already sent in his money. He's got his t-shirt. He wears it to the restaurant where he works at all the time, yes.
So yes. Kind of rowdy.
My children grew up watching you.
Yeah, Detroit got Kid Rock, Fort Washington got Screech. That's what we're talking about. You put that gloss on and then you come and kiss me, so now they're gonna look like I'm wearing lipstick. This is Jennifer. I saw her at an Arby's in Pittsburgh. I was doing the funny bone out there. I thought, hey, good looking woman, road ass.
I'm not road ass.
Yeah, she let that be known right away. As you can see over here, we've got some boxes.
We have thousands of orders pouring in. It just seems really right now to be gaining momentum.
The financial problems that I got into. Jennifer and I didn't have insurance during the beginning part of last year for what turned out to be one of our toughest years to date. We lost our first child, and that's what hit us hard, because that was nothing but grief and a bill to the tune of about $100,000 to $130,000. The problem was, I think they call it ectopic pregnancy. It grew in the tube, and she ended up losing an ovary and a fallopian tube in the process. Without her, I would be lost. Come on, the D-Man can do it. Just getting the word out to the radio, television, press, media. We're heading to the post office right now and make sure that our packages are going to go out so people can get their D-shirts. People need to be stylish and comfortable.
Hi.
Hey, this is where the magic happens.
So is your house going to be safe?
We're hoping that's what we're moving forward. You guys are helping. So each one of these people will be happy to receive their D-shirt very soon. It's not a good situation, but it's one of those things where I have full confidence that we'll move the shirts. The shirt is $15, $20 if it's signed, which obviously I've been doing nonstop here. We've gotten over 1 million hits to the site within 5 days. We've got people all over the world buying shirts. We've got orders from Japan, Oslo, Norway, Belgium. We've got people all the way from Bangladesh wearing a Say Screech's house shirt. You're going to see all of that. Oh, almost clocked me with your battery pack there. It's weird to actually see them all stacked up like that. I'm being honest about the cause. This is not a shady thing. This is just me coming out and saying this is what's going on. This is why I'm selling these shirts. I'm not forcing shirts on people. People can buy them or they don't have to. But something just landed in my hair. Because my whole angle with Trust the Dust is I tell my audience to trust me because I offer only the truth. You've got people out there that are going to saber rattle and do all their kind of, stomping and pounding salt. But at the end of it all, you can't slow down the people who are in the right. Awesome. I'm going to continue doing my stand-up. I'm going to continue selling my D-shirts, and I'm going to save my home. All of these people in these bins are supporters of the D-Man, coming to the aid.
What would be the ideal situation to kind of put this behind you?
I get these guys out of my hair, and then I turn around and I save other people from these situations who maybe are in the same type of situation but have no outlet to turn to. I'm definitely going to find people out there who may need my help.
On screen, these actors often portray the lovable losers, those not-so-bright kids that everyone took advantage of. For 7 seasons, Angela Watson played the ditzy daughter Karen on the sitcom Step by Step. But when her bank account was fleeced for millions of dollars, she fought back and proved she's no fool. Angela got her start competing in child beauty pageants and commercials. Then in 1991, 13-year-old Watson was cast on Step by Step. She became very close to her on-set family, especially TV mom Suzanne Summers.
Suzanne became like a mother to me, and
really,
I learned so much from her.
But after 7 seasons on the show, Angela discovered something shocking about her real family.
I went to my bank account one day. My money was gone. I found out that my parents had basically wiped out all of my earnings.
According to court papers, Angela's parents stole almost $2 million. In 1998, Angela sued her parents for fraud, and among other things, not handling her money in her best interest. Although Angela won the case, her relationship with her parents was destroyed.
I'm just moving forward with my life and my career at this point and helping other child actors. So I formed the CAST Foundation, which stands for Child Actors Supporting Themselves. And what we do is we raise money for, to pay for the investigators, the attorneys, the accountants, all to get their, the money back.
Watson also lobbied to change child labor laws to protect other young actors. Still, she learned her lesson the hard way.
Well, you think this is your parents and you count on them. You never question, do I trust my parents? It's automatic.
Like Angela, these misfits also face their own challenges, but they still managed to keep their careers on track. Elizabeth Berkley and Josie Davis moved on and continue to work in television and film.
I've been through many highs and lows in the business, and at the end of the day, though, it hasn't made me bitter or anything.
I love TV too, but film is my ultimate goal, and I really want to do it all.
As for the guys, Shawn Harrison had a recurring role on Girlfriends. Jason Hervey gave up the glare of the spotlight and now runs his own production company.
We all have our ups, we all have our downs. The difference is our ups and our downs are completely broadcast and publicated for the world to scrutinize.
After years of trying to find his niche, Anthony Michael Hall landed the leading role on the TV show The Dead Zone.
I've never been the type to congratulate myself too much. I have a fire in the belly to keep going.
In 2003, Jon Cryer hit it big on the sitcom 2.5 Men. Despite all of his success, Jon managed to keep his head on straight.
You won't be able to say Jon Cryer's life descended into a crap hole of drugs and, maybe sex. Maybe I can ruin my life that way.
Many of these misfits tried to escape the characters that made them famous. But one former geek holds on to the hope that his fans still care enough to bail him out.
There are 30,000 people out there that will stand behind me and wear a shirt and buy it and wear it and sport it proud.
You know that was good. Come on. You know that was good.